you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos. Okay, it is that time where we are halfway-ish through the school year. That's crazy. Almost halfway, close to halfway. So I wanted to give an update on how things have been and if there's anything going forward through the year that, for the rest of the year, remainder of the year, that needs to be changed at all. I will do a separate video on my middle schooler's update. Overall, he is doing well. I have not had any issues with him. He is the one that was in public school through 3rd grade. And I have never, other than the first year where we had some, little things here and there, little kinks here and there, I have not had any issues with him. But I will go into more detail in a video for him as far as what I have liked with his curriculum, halfway through, and if I'm going to continue with it and so forth at this point. For my other kiddos, my 4th grader, who was in public school through kinder, just for kinder, she is doing well. We have some moments. I will just say that. We have some moments. Overall, I think The Good and the Beautiful as a curriculum as a whole has been very good for my kids. They don't have it for my middle schooler as far as math. He does the language arts. His is a little bit more extensive than my other kids, obviously. But I feel like The Good and the Beautiful is our sweet spot for curriculum, Common Core curriculum. I have not really, in honesty, kept up so well with the extras. And I say extras by, I find my core subjects are math, language arts. I want those to be done. And if we don't do anything all day, I want them to do those things. Because I've kind of just, it's taken my older kids a little bit longer to finish those subjects, especially my oldest one. And so by the time we're done with that, my younger kids have somewhat checked out for the day because their curriculum, obviously, and their time that they spend on school is a lot shorter. And this is for my 1st grader and kindergartner, and then my preschooler-ish. He's not in preschool yet, but taught school, I guess you could call it. I have kind of been a little bit lax on the extras. And by the extras, I mean the science. Health we have done. However, health I have done aside from school. I had mentioned in a video that I was maybe going to do it in the summer. I was going to start health in the summer. I didn't start in the summer, but I am doing it kind of off of school hours, if that makes sense. And I'm going to do an updated video because I kind of changed things around with my health curriculum for my older 2. I will link a video. I still am going to use what I did a video on, but I'm doing something prior to that. So I will do a video on that to explain that. But the extra subjects, and I call them extra, not because they're not important, but because I feel like the focus should be on math and language arts, especially. Those things, the science, social studies we do, or history we do, but it's not every day. And the kids have actually really liked it. I will link my video for what we use for Texas history. And the kids have really, really liked that. I can't remember if I did an updated video on that, on if we really liked it or not. I will look and see. If not, I will do a video on that, on what we like about it. I find that because our days are so crazy busy sometimes. I'm a little bit more lax than I was last year, but my older kids know that what needs to be done. And so they are pretty self-sufficient when it comes to that. Sometimes I have to remind them, but overall, they are pretty good about that. My younger ones, this is kind of the issue that I have, the first grader and the kindergartner. If I do not get their attention right away, it's done. Like, that's it. I have to force their attention if I don't get it right away. I have to keep them, I can't go from doing my first grader's work to doing my middle schooler's work. I can't go back and forth, which I thought I was going to be able to do this year. It has turned out a little bit tougher than I thought because of my first grader and my kindergartner, not because of my middle schooler. My middle schooler understands, okay, let me finish this. My middle schooler understands, let me finish this with the younger kids, and then I will get back to you. Because the attention span of the younger kids who have not been in public school before is a lot harder to keep. It's a lot harder to keep, and it's a lot, they're not used to it. And so they're home, so they want to play. And with that being said, I kind of have to watch where I school. For my older kids, for my younger kids, I cannot just necessarily go up to the upstairs open area and expect to have their attention when there's toys, or even though we try and keep the toys in their own rooms, which they do stay in their rooms. But if they're playing it throughout the day, then they might play it in the open area and then put it back later. So if there's toys there or their rooms are right there and the little kids are playing, then they want to go play. So I have to be very, very mindful of where I school the little kids and where we sit. I have found that being downstairs where there's no toys is ideal. And that might work for you guys too, because the temptation there to go and play with the toys when their younger siblings are doing so, it's just a lot to wrangle and to keep them focused. It's almost impossible. So I have found that doing them downstairs and doing their school downstairs is what keeps them more focused. So that is kind of a different update. I thought I was going to be able to do, I have a little table upstairs, and we will do, if we're doing it as a group, then I can do it upstairs. But if I am doing one-on-one and, doing math for one kid or language arts for another kid, it's almost impossible, because of course they're going to want to go play with their siblings. Like they're not focused enough to sit and not be distracted by the environment around them. So that is that. I feel like for this upcoming semester, I need to focus on the extras also. The science, the social studies, like I said, the health is kind of aside. My schedule has gotten a little bit more lax than I thought it was going to. And that's okay, because like I've said, as long as it gets done, I don't care when it gets done. And as long as we are on track, which we are, because sometimes my younger kids would be on a roll and we do a couple lessons at a time. I'm like, let's just go ahead and do this short lesson, while we're sitting here and while I have your attention. And so my goal for the next semester, for January through the end of the school year, is to do the extra stuff as well and make sure that that's included, because science, we enjoy doing that. It's not my favorite subject, but my kids enjoy doing that. And so it's more about making sure that they get that experience and they get that fun environment of science in their homeschool life, and that it's not all just math and language arts. Yes, I need that done because I feel like that is the most important. And really it is. Reading and math. But the extras, I want them to be able to enjoy that as well. So that is a goal of mine for this coming up semester, because December is always crazy. And, schooling during the holidays, I am a lot more lax because there's just so much to do. And, it's only 1 month out of the year. And just with all the Christmas stuff and all the other activities and crafts and things like that, it's more, I want them to experience that as opposed to just doing math, language, arts, math, language, arts, math, language. So I'm always a little bit more lax in December, always, pretty much from Thanksgiving through the end of the year. But again, my older kids know, and as long as I get those lessons in somehow, I will sometimes do that on an off hour. Like, hey, you're not busy, you're not doing anything. My first grader in my kindergarten, let's just do this. This looks fun. This lesson looks fun. And we can do it on an off day and then it's done. Or on an off time. And then it's done. So I'm kind of weird about that too. Like if, I don't purposely school outside of school hours, but if it's available, if it's available to me and this time presents itself, then I might just, they're bored, they don't have anything to do. Well, let's do this real quick. Let's see if we can do this lesson and get this out of the way so we don't have to worry about it, put that spin on it. So overall, it's a little bit different than what I anticipated. But I'm giving myself grace and telling myself that that is okay. And I really genuinely feel like that is okay. How you perceived your school year to be at the beginning of the year is not always going to be how it pans out. And especially when you have so many things going on daily, weekly, monthly, it's just, sometimes you just adapt to it. And that is okay. And it has taken my OCD self quite a bit of time to realize that that is okay. That you can do things that you, or school differently than you thought you were going to at the beginning of the year. And every year I kind of do this, and sometimes I feel like I put too much on my plate at the beginning of the year, and then I'm like, wow, I probably shouldn't have added that in. I have a tendency to add a lot of things in and then not do those things because I have so many other things that I forgot about. So my goal is to focus on those extra things and make sure that I include those in my school and like I said, this through the rest of this year, through December, it's kind of just is what it is. I'm very lax in December, and just because we have so many things. And again, that is okay. My older kids, if I tell them I need you to do a lesson or two, they will do it. I feel like overall it has been good. I feel like I will link the videos talking about my changes that I did to my first grader and my kindergarten's curriculum. Those have been great. We have had no issues with that. Great decision that I made to move them back in the Good and the Beautiful level that I thought they were in, is what I originally put them in. And then doing some more research and realizing that the Good and the Beautiful, I think, is definitely a level ahead. I was like, whoa, this isn't gonna work. And so moving them back down a level in language arts has helped tremendously. So, and given them a lot more confidence. So that's been a blessing as well. So overall, the curriculum has stayed the same. We haven't done any curriculum changes. I've said before that pretty much a month in, 2 months in, I know if it's going to work or if it's not. And I make those changes accordingly. And usually by November, December, nothing's going to change. It's going to stick. So if you have any questions on anything, if you have any comments, if you have any changes that you've done from the beginning of the year to now, let me know. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.